We are the ministry of the real truth, and we strive long to bring you the real truth, the whole truth, nothing but that truth. In regard to the biblical scriptures and what they actually say and mean. From the original ancient, very old Tab Asheret, termed Aramaic, the sacred scribal language of God, spoken by God to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the Lishana Atika Sapreya, and also the Galilean Aramaic New Testament manuscript, which was hidden and preserved for over 2,000 years by the Apostolic Church of the East, High Priests, dated at, the Old Testament is dated at, supposedly hand copied by scribes and monks in Ur-Hai around 800 to 900 BCE, and the Galilean Aramaic New Testament manuscripts written down by someone of the 12 disciples and then handed to the high priest of this apostolic church when the Church of Jerusalem, or the congregation where they met and prayed and fasted, etc., was destroyed, which supposedly Thomas gave to the high priest of the apostolic church, which was destroyed in the 13th century. So they hid it from Emperor Constantine, who was reigning at the time, and he wanted those texts because it said the exact wording of Christ. So they want to get hold of them, destroy them probably, and the people that possess them, because they had their own mother church, which was the Roman state or empirical church, which was possibly founded by Emperor Constantine, who was a pagan. He's masquerading as a born-again Christian, saying he had this vision of the Christ who told him to paint this red cross on his shields and his tunics and then go invade and conquer in his name, and he'll be successful. He just basically was a strategist. He had a battle with his supposed cousin on a certain bridge, and he won. He probably outnumbered him. He had more troops than he did. So he went around saying, I had this vision, and Christ said this, but secretly he was a pagan. And then, because of the Roman Senate, who made a decree that every emperor that came into reign or power was to be ordained as a god, with a little g. They had to act like that, and they had to run around and say, yeah, I'm a god, I'm divine, I've descended from Jupiter, etc., etc. And all the people subject to Roman rule had to acknowledge a bust or a statue of him. When they walked by, they had to salute it, or pay some homage to it, or maybe pay some coin, whatever. So if they didn't, they'd get in big trouble. Right? Off to the lions you go, or something like that. So everybody that became a Caesar followed that because of the Senate, except for Tiberius, who says, no, I'm not doing that. I'm a human being, like those people out there, they're human beings too, so no, I'm not going to do that, right? And then when he was killed off, supposedly by Caligula, he started to state that he was a god, as Constantine did, who started to build the monuments, images of himself behind the Arch of Victory, according to the Mila Jovovich timeline guy video. Got him and the lady, an expert, went up on a crane or a lift, a platform, and examined it and said, hey, where's the supposed tunics with the crosses on them and the shields? Nothing. There's 4 pagan gods, a god of the sea, probably some other ones. Constantine's got his face chipped out, but there's no sign of Christ on here. There's no picture of Christ on there, or any of those supposed signs, so maybe he lied about his vision, and so forth. So we, before we started this channel, the Ministry of the Real Truth, came up with this brilliant idea, because we knew a little voice in our head said, you're going to get trolls, you're going to get people coming at you from the 3 major organised religions, Judaism, Christianity or Islam. Mainly Christianity coming at you, and saying, oh, this, you know, and then putting up 500 passages of scripture and not even explaining what it means, and getting in your face, all that sort of stuff. But that's alright, we don't mind, we forgive them, because it just helped our channel grow. So we are very grateful to those people, just as much as we are as our loyal subscribers that have helped build our channel since, what, 2019 or something like that. Yeah, all kudos to yous out there that did that and are still staying with us. So we came across the original ancient Old Testament Tab Asheret, Lishana Atika Sapraya, sacred scribal language of God, and the Galilean Aramaic manuscripts translated into the nearest English equivalent by the native-born Aramaic-speaking translator, filmmaker, San Francisco film graduate Victor Andy Alexander, and he's also a Mesopotamian history buff. He's done a lot of documentaries. His wife, Liv, has starred in many major TV series, one of them being Star Quest with Boy Wonder, Adam Ward, you know, the guy that Bruce Lee made him pee himself, literally, according to Adam West, on the TV, on the Batman series, when Kato meets Boy Robin or Wonder and they have a go. And because Dick Ward was bragging, oh, he's karate, got a black belt, all this, so they could kick Bruce Lee's butt. But yeah, it's all phony. And then when Bruce Lee did his moves on him and stuff, because she's basically, you know, kicked the crap out of this dude for being such a big head, undermining him and his skills, that he literally peed his pants, apparently. But he denies it. But Adam West, before he passed, he said, yeah, he did pee his pants over that. He knew Bruce Lee was going to kick his butt. Okay, so we stuck this policy in place. We fixed it in place, right? Honesty is our best policy. It's part of our channel policy and also our business policy. We feel that why tell a lie when you have to, you know, when you get caught out, you have to create another lie. And then once caught out on that one, you have to keep continually to make lies, to cover those lies, to cover those lies. So they thought, well, yeah, honesty will be our best policy. And we also believe in old-time chivalry. That's where your word is your honour. So you should be honourable and honour it. Don't necessarily make promises or oaths, because, as we've experienced, we've done that, been there, done that, and they always seem to get broken. So just take our word for it, right? When we say we're going to do something, we're going to do something, right? We acknowledge that we are human. We're all human, and we make errors. We make an error. We make mistakes. Again, that's what makes us human. But as Willie Shakespeare said, the old bard, to err is human. It makes you human. But to forgive someone for their mistakes is divine. Keep that one in mind. Okay, so we have done a lot of playlists. They're our playlists that we created, and we are going to play them to recap. Okay, there may be some loss of sound and so on, because these are like old 2019, 2020 videos, which basically helped us get subscribers and skyrocketed us. We couldn't do it on our own without these people watching our videos, because 2019 I think we had about 1 or 2 subscribers, and then boom, so we're going to play those. Yeah, keep in mind that there's probably a constant beeping noise in the 2022 videos, something like that. It's the alarm. At the time, people complained about it, you know, suggested fix it, you know. Couldn't, because we couldn't tamper with it, because it's a housing rental property, right? And they say don't mess with anything that's not yours to mess with, or else you get done for it, you get charged for it, right? We could probably get up there with a ladder, we didn't have one, and change the batteries on the fire alarms, but, you know, we're being told, so we don't mess with it. Okay, it's like the property here. We can't add decorations or, you know, paint the house green or anything, and pink and whatever, rainbow colours, if we're inclined to, because we get done for that. We can't put up a fence, you know. We've requested it. Some people come on our property and steal all that sort of stuff, right? Or hang around and being idiots to the neighbours. because they're off their face on crack or something. That sort of thing, right? But no go, they wouldn't pay for it. Oh, it's not in our budget. So well, what are we going to do? You know? So we, being of English descent, we believe that being told us by a stepfather, a Yorkshireman, an Englishman's home is his castle, so you've got to protect it. Okay, got to stop these clowns coming in. Oh, it must be out of the way. Get out of the way, and open your freezer and take your food, like this guy did the other week. That better not be bacon, bro. You better not be cooking bacon. Oh no, I'm cooking eggs or onions or something. When he's eating it, but at least he had consideration to actually share it. You know, he just helped himself in the freezer. We don't like that sort of thing. They walk through like they're big man. Which out the way, cuz, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Another guy we helped out, because, you know, the Bible says be compassionate, be kind, help the needy, all that sort of stuff. Well, you can to a point, but then they take advantage. They want to rob you of all your money. You know, fleece you of all your money, steal your stuff in your house, eat all your food, laze around, smoke crack, whatever. You know, never have a wash, never have a bath, never change their clothes, that sort of thing. So eventually, because they got caught stealing, they came through the window and stealing. They stole the cat food, like blocks of peppermints. It's like, wow, bro, are you that desperate? No, toodaloo, off you go, don't come back. But other people make excuses for them to be on the property. Hey, it's a trespassing notice, right? It consists of this property. Oh, but this driveway is not your property, it's next door, it's behind you. Okay. So, you know, I had to go see someone about that, and they said, well, go talk to the neighbours, and then it'll include that whole property. We haven't seen them since. Well, we have. Yeah, you want to run up and put them in a figure 4 leg lock, you know, turn them upside down. Well, that was recently moved, but yeah. Forgive, right? Just keep from a distance, right? Just wave or something, you know, don't go over and give them a hard time, even though they stole all that sort of stuff. So we're going to play our video, our playlist. It's in the beginning, from the beginning. So as you said, please bear in mind that there are noises in the background or loss of quality, sound quality, etc. Our apologies for that, it just was like that at the time. So here's our introduction in the beginning. This is the prayer, the Lord's Prayer in the Aramaic. Probably Syriac.
نثقادش شموخ تيث ملكوثوخ نهوي صبيانوخ أي كانوا ذبش مايو أوف بارعوها بلان لا حمود سنقونا يوم وشبك له حاوبين وحطوهين أي كانوا دوف حنان شباقين الحيوبين لو تعالى لسيونو إلو فاصولا من بيشو مطول ديلو في ملكوته وحايلوت شبحته العلماء علمين آمين.
Hi, I'm simply going to refer to myself as H because I find it a lot of... Okay, heads up on this. People will go, oh, this is from Scientology. Ooh. Sis. Well, that doesn't faze us. Okay, we don't worry about that. This is a good study guide. We were in Scientology for about a year, but when we saw our tutor get done for doing something that was anti-policy because of somebody else being confronted in a learning class about the L1 Hubbard policies, etc., she blurted out, oh, well, my tutor does that. So they said, is that right? So they put her on an e-meter, etc., then she lost her job, lost her position as a staff member. She was there for 15 years. So all those courses that she got free for 15 years, she had to pay them back. Wow, that would have killed her. But if she was honest and she started to pay some back, like happened to us, maybe they would drop it. Okay? Because if you don't pay it or don't make a move to pay it, they label you as an enemy of Scientology. But when you pay it, right, they say, well, change the status, you're no longer an enemy, off you go. Yeah? We owed about $1,000, something like that, because we left, because this lady left, right? Because we woke up in a morning talk, right? Was going on, right? Greetings, whatever. And they said, oh, this person had to be let go because of their policy breaking things they did, right? Came to light. So we're thinking, okay, there's a contract, you have to sign up for 5 years. If you break that contract, say you're in your second year and you break it, all those free courses that you get, them might be from $50 to $5,000. You got to pay it back. So we thought, oh my gosh, we got to get out of this, man. Because if we're here for 15 years, we decide this was a load of rubbish. Okay, we had our own ideas, reserves, right? Thoughts, ideas on it. We'll have to pay 15 years back. Oh my gosh, that's like calculate in our mind. Damn, that's millions, probably, yeah. You know, so you had to get out of it. So we said, oh, we quit. We're not coming back. So that's what they did. They had us with this bill. So after a while, we went back and we started paying it, and we went from enemy of Scientology to friend of theirs. Yeah, kind of weird. But yeah, we kind of enjoyed it because we were in a down low situation at the time, recent breakup and all this sort of stuff, and all this crap happened to us. We're walking down the street and someone says, oh, would you like to do your IQ test? Oh yeah, went to the first time, talked with the staff in charge, and okay, went back later and joined up, did this 5-year contract, but we broke it, so had to pay this money back, for the free courses back, right? We did reach the level where we were trained as an auditor, okay? Probably different from an accountant, auditor, or that sort, right? It's where you go into a room with, say, some people that have problems, because the whole idea of Scientology is to clear you of those fragments in your mind over the years. We can't remember the exact name of them anymore. It's all engrams, that's it. You have to be clear of them, right? So you go into this room and you do this method. I was learning from so I had to do this entry type exam prior to becoming an auditor, right? And I had this thing in my mind, well, okay, I realise you can't touch a person in a session even if they cry and all that carry on, right? So I realised that. So my trainer put me through this question test type thing, and he said, oh wow, you realise that you can't touch a person in a session, right? I said, yeah, that's basically what I just said. So he's like, oh well, glad you picked up on that. Even though he did, and he got done for it, and he ran away to see his wife in Russia or somewhere, and not very happy with that guy, right? Yeah, So you basically take them through this method, trying to find out, you're taking them back to starting them off at a happy point and then going to this traumatic point, etc., in the back of their mind. You're touching on those engrams and you're trying to clear them of it. And then you're trying to bring them out at the end on a happy basis, because you can't leave people on this downer, because they might go do something to themselves, right? You can't deal with people that say, oh, I see dots and balls bouncing and all that sort of stuff, because they've had psychotherapy, right? They've seen a psychiatrist, something like that. So psychiatry to Dianetics is the enemy, right? All this sort of stuff. So you can't do a session with those people. They're probably on drugs, you know. Anyone that's done drugs, according to L. Ron Hubbard, they're silly, and they have this imagination, all this sort of stuff, right? All these policies. Yeah, so we're pretty good at that. And then we're like a staff member to take over for this guy who's going to go see his wife or something like that, whatever he was doing. And we'd over the year had gone through these intelligent quotient tests, right? There's 100 questions in this folder, and you've got to answer them the best of your ability. Then you get examined through this chart, what level you're at, where your engrams are, all this sort of stuff, right? Yeah, and we went through that a few times when this trainer suggested it, our tutor suggested it, this assistant tutor, whatever. Okay, so we go through that, and then we came to the realization, this is rigged. It's rigged, man, because no matter how much you do it, there's always going to be those points there set where we've got some engrams here, we've got some issues here. It's going high up here, doing really well, but it crashes down here. It's always like that, right? So that's what we figured out. It's a scam. It's a have. So then they hand you a book. Oh, you should buy this book. It's recommended, and you pay $35 or whatever the thing costs, right? Depends on the book. Which then gets shared out amongst the organisation or the organ. But you might get $1 for it. You might get 50 cents for it on a $30 book, because there's so many people there, right? So the top staff, they get paid a big chunk, and you get the little chump change, right? Even with the IQ test, the people who pull in from outside, they do that. They buy books and stuff like that. Same thing happens, right? Made a $200 book sale or something, I think, and ended up with about $2. By the time we went around, everybody I got about $2. Okay, yeah, go figure. So you got out of that, right? Like the auditing, because secretly at that time, we're not going to tell you the secret, we were the man. Okay, that's what we're going to tell you. We were the man, right? Yeah, okay, that's it. We're not going to say anymore. That's our secret, right? We tried to learn it again for that reason, but we completely forgot about it. We actually asked the people, staff member, we went to pay our bill, or our owings, can we do this for other people outside of Dianetics, Scientology? They said no, you can't do that. You can't make money off it, all that sort of stuff, so we dropped it. Other people were interested in it, they were willing to pay $20 an hour for that, right? We were like, okay, we can't do it. And we forgot how to do it, right? Yeah, so that's good. We might have got a visit from them if they found out. Got some crap from them, right? So this, basically what we're trying to say, this is a study guide. That's all it is. Okay, it's missing from all the other Dianetic Scientology videos on the YouTube. You may find it there today, you may not. But these people that do reviews on it, they always leave it out. And it's on the very first page. It's called the important notes. So here we have a description. We highly recommend that all should watch this video and read and absorb the important note found on page 8 of the book Dianetics, which is featured here. They always have different covers. This is probably the original cover from the original edition. Dianetics, the science, the mental science of the mind or something, etc. So we highly recommended that all should watch this video and read and absorb the important note found on page 8 of the book, missing from all claimed full review videos and PDFs online of the book. So they're not actually full. Okay, they're not the complete review, right? They got that bit missing. Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, before they listen to the videos in the series. Yeah, that's what the book recommends. Before you read that book, you should read this. Okay? And recommendations. Recommend that you don't miss this out, as it is a great study guide, helping to teach anyone undertaking any study to study correctly and to find words using a good dictionary so that you won't have any misunderstoods. That means you got no definition for those words in a sentence, so you take it out of context. You think you know it, but you actually got it all wrong. And there's an example in those important notes. And it causes people to give up a study. You yawn, you get bored, etc. It will help you better understand what is being said in each video within our playlist, series or playlists. Do you need to create a list for your online business or affiliate program? This is this other thing that was free, but we probably don't have anything to do for list outbreak anymore. And there's a website we created. We haven't mucked around with it for a while. The Water Unraveled at that link there. Okay. Which gives us an idea. If that's still there, either that's a video of it or that's to the website. We're not really sure. Okay, because at the moment we're having problems with, like we had a copyright strike on a small statement about medicine. Put it that way, so we don't get another one on it. So we got a copyright strike for that, and it really affected our YouTube channel. We can't add the source, the links to the source of the information, say like this. We can only do the thumbnail. Okay. Yeah, there's a real problem there. Sometimes our thumbnails allow us to put thumbnails. Sometimes we have to verify through YouTube and all this sort of stuff. And then after midnight or something, well, we can do it again. So it might be something to do with the YouTube system or whatever. We don't really know. It could be this new browser, Firefox browser. Something's not right there. So that can impact your videos if you get one like that. So go hard and try not to get a copyright strike, because you go through the same experience as us. That's why sometimes when you see our videos, freshly put up videos, they don't have a thumbnail. Okay? They just have the book. Right? Okay, so let's listen to this. Use it. There is another study guide help that has nothing to do with Dynamics. We're not associated with them. And it's like 5 steps to learning or something like that. It's in one of our playlists, probably in this one somewhere. So let's play this. People have problems trying to pronounce my real name. So in all my channel videos, you'll probably hear me say, hello, this is H. Makes it easier if I keep it short. Okay, I noticed that on YouTube there's a lot of people doing audio books, or there's pre-recorded audio books, created audio books, and book reviews on one book in particular, Dianetics and Modern Science of Mental Health, which was a international seller apparently, and sold over 16 million copies. I'm reading from a book I have myself called Dianetics and Modern Science of Mental Health. And I noticed with these audio books, these created audio books, and these book reviews, they always, all of them, always leave out the most important piece in understanding the book, what's been written, or what's been said in there. You know, they all miss it out. They all claim it's a full version. Well, it can't be if you're missing this one important piece. This is on page 8. It's called the important note. If you don't read this and you don't fully understand it and you follow this method, you're not going to understand the book. In fact, you're not going to understand any book. It's a great study tool, I found. I was in Scientology for a little while, but that's not really important at the moment. We're concentrating on this book. So I have that personal experience and understanding of what it was all about. I am no longer affiliated with it. It reads as follows. In reading this book, be very certain you never go past a word you do not fully understand. No, you can apply that to any book that you're reading, studying, researching in your personal life. The only reason a person gives up a study or becomes confused or unable to learn is because he or she has gone past a word that was not understood. The confusion or inability to grasp or learn comes after a word that the person did not have defined and understood. Have you ever had the experience of coming to the end of a page and realizing you didn't know what you had read? Well, somewhere earlier on that page you went past a word that you had no definition for, or an incorrect definition for. Here's an example. Quote, it was found that when the crepuscule arrived, the children were quieter, and when it was not present, they were much livelier. You see what happens? You think you don't understand the whole idea, but the inability to understand came entirely from the one word you could not define. Crepuscule, which means twilight or darkness. It may not only be the new and unusual words that you will have to look up. Some commonly used words can often be misdefined and so cause confusion. This datum about not going past an undefined word is the most important fact in the whole subject of study. Every subject you have taken up and abandoned had its words which you failed to get defined. Therefore, in studying this book, be very, very certain you never go past a word you do not fully understand. If the material becomes confusing or you can't seem to grasp it, there will be a word just earlier that you have not understood. Don't go any further, but go back to before you got into trouble. Find the misunderstood word and get it defined. Here's a help. 1. Definitions. I'm ad-libbing here. As an aid to the reader, words most likely to be misunderstood have been defined in footnotes the first time they occur in the text. Words sometimes have several meanings. Footnote definitions in this book only give the meaning that the word has as it is used in the text. Other definitions for the word can be found in a dictionary. A glossary including all the footnote definitions is at the back of this book, The Modern Science of Mental Health. So he's stressing there, L. Ron Hubbard stressing there that that's a very important note. You got to read it and you fully understand what you're studying, define the words, right? Where he says, don't go any further, but go back to before you got into trouble. Find the misunderstood word and get it defined. And then after that, gives you a hint at using a really good dictionary that has three meanings. Say like Funk and Wagnall, the old dictionary, Oxford Dictionary. Yeah, they've got to have the three definitions. And you find one, right? And then what you do is you get, say like, what we did in the class when I was in Scientology, you had all these different objects, toys or whatever, in a carton, and put them out on the table, and then you use them to define the meaning of the definition given, right? And then through that role play, you figure out, does that definition fit that word? Yes or no? If it doesn't, well then you move on to the next definition, right? And then you do the same thing. And if that doesn't fit, then you move on to the last one, which hopefully should be the one that fits, in your understanding. So you don't have a misunderstood, you've cleared it up. Okay? So yeah, as he said, there's a glossary, as he says in this book, there's a glossary at the back for the words that are used in this, or throughout this book. Let's just have a look here. Okay. Yeah. So if you have what he says is a misunderstood, you can go at the back where the glossary is and get it defined, clear up any misunderstoods. So like if he's used a word in this book called basic, such as basic, he's got here the first n-gram on any chain of similar engrams. Basic is simply earliest. What's an engram? Oh, I wonder what an engram is. So you go into the glossary here and you look for the word engram. Off the top of my head, I remember it's like the small piece of information of an event that happened to you in your life. You know, it's like a charge in your mind. You might see someone walking down the street that looks similar to a guy that bullied you, whether it be at school or in day-to-day life. Right? He looks exactly the same, he walks the same, everything about him's the same. So you start thinking, oh no, it's that guy, he's going to bully me again. You know, the fear sets in, the adrenaline starts pumping. Yeah, and you like maybe hide somewhere, you know, hide in the shop or something like that till he goes past because you're so afraid he's going to bully you again. Alright, he's walking towards you and he goes past you, you think, oh, whew, you know, I avoided that guy. Thank goodness for that. And it wasn't the guy at all, it's just the guy that looked like him. Yeah, had similar features and walked like him, etc. Yeah, so we'll have a look at the word engram here. What it actually is defined here. What is it here? Engram, a mental image picture which is a recording of an experience containing pain, unconsciousness, and a real or fancied threat to survival. It is a recording in the reactive mind of something which actually happened to an individual in the past and which contained pain and unconsciousness, both of which are recorded in a mental image picture called an engram. It must by definition have impact or injury as part of its content. These engrams are a complete recording down to the last accurate detail of every perception present in a moment of partial or full unconsciousness. So you notice that I started on a word there, right? When I did that, it was always pointed out to me, oh, you have a misunderstood, go and define it, you see. I can make an excuse, I'm just in poor light here. But, yeah, it's pretty much so. So, as I was saying earlier, if people miss out that most important note, you're not going to fully understand the book, The Modern Science of Mental Health. They're going to think they do, or they're going to get so far they go, stuff this book, I can't understand the damn thing. Yeah, that's because they had misunderstood a word that they hadn't a definition for, or they hadn't defined. Alright? So, this is basically an upgrade to the text voice video version I've done years ago. So if you like this video, please subscribe, give me your likes and add comments, and I will make some more videos covering different subjects and books such as this. Hi, I previously put up a video for the very beginning series about the important note missing from many of the claimed full version reviews of the book. The full version of the book online as PDF or in another video. There isn't the full book review because they've missed out that part in each one of them. So I may be right, and some people are like, oh, that's Dianetic Science of Mental Health, L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology, evil, and comments similar to that. So what's this guy trying to do? Is he trying to recruit us with Scientology, or brainwash us with Scientology, or is he brainwashed by Scientology? No, none of the above. I spent about a year or so in that organisation, so I experienced it, so I have a little knowledge of what went on in there and what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is I've made this short video. I've kept it short deliberately. I don't want it to be an hour long to get the point across. Okay, I found an alternative. I remember borrowing it from a former job, but I didn't photocopy it and take it back. I guess they suspected I'd taken it. Yeah, because I did get some funny looks when I was looking at the other one from time to time. The other copy that was pinned up there. This is called the 4 stages of learning. The 4 stages of learning provides a model for learning. This suggests that individuals are initially unaware of how little they know. They are therefore unconscious of their incompetence. As they recognise their incompetence, they consciously acquire a skill, then consciously use that skill. Eventually the skill can be done without consciously being thought through, and the individual is said to have unconscious competence. The individual is now unaware of what they do not know again, and so the cycle continues. Got this little diagram here. Stage 1, unconscious incompetence. Stage 2, conscious incompetence. Stage 3, conscious competence. Stage 4, unconscious competence. Stages of learning. 1. Unconscious incompetence. The individual does not understand or know how to do something and does not necessarily recognise the deficient. They may deny the usefulness of the skill. The individual must recognise their own incompetence and the value of the new skill before moving on to the next stage. The length of time an individual spends in this stage depends on the strength of the stimulus to learn. 2. Conscious incompetence. Though the individual does not understand or know how to do something, he or she does recognise the deficient as well as the value of a new skill in introducing the deficient. Deficient. D-E-F-I-C-I-T. The making of mistakes can be integral to the learning process at this stage. Conscious competence. This is number 3. Conscious competence. The individual understands or knows how to do something. However, demonstrating the skill or knowledge requires concentration. It may be broken down into steps, and there is heavy conscious involvement in executing the new skill. 4. Unconscious competence. The individual has had so much practice with a skill that it has become second nature and can be performed easily. As a result, the skill can be performed while executing another task. The individual may be able to teach it to others, depending upon how and when it was learned. Reference. Okay, I can provide that in a link below this video. Okay, my source reference for this is http://wiki.wikipedia.org/wiki.4_stages_of_competence. Okay, I can put that link underneath so you can have a look at it yourself, because there might be more to it. Okay, hope that in some way is a help, an alternative, a second to the strategy of the important note found in Dianetics, the Science of Mental Health, page 8 to 9, I think it is.